driving around. I'm close to Philly. Philly is on my right, and Ballackinwood is on my left. Do you know where that means where I am? And in the middle of the street, I don't know what it is in the middle of the street. Oh, I bet I could be in that lane. I probably could be in that lane. Anyway, I just got done at my rheumatologist appointment. And I had my hand x-rays last week, and he said that it shows some osteoarthritis damage, but it's not too bad right now. And there's not swelling right this minute, so he wants to hold off on medication, which is fine with me. I don't want to be on any medication right now, especially during, you know that COVID is still running rampant. I really want to go in the other lane, but I don't have enough room. This car in front of me. Here comes another car. Come on, my boys. Sorry, I have 3 sons, so I'm used to saying, my boys, my boys. Listen, I want to go over, buddy, so, like, speed up. I'm trying not to use my Philly on you guys, but I will. Oh, sorry. You're like, I don't know what that means. It's like using your New York driving on somebody. Use your Philly driving. You just pull right in. You wedge yourself right in there. But never in the box. Do not block the box. Here we go. Let me make my turn. So he says I'm doing pretty well, you know. I asked about... See, last month, I guess I had like a week and a half where my ankles were so bad that... See, I have damage in my right ankle, and I think I've said this before. So sometimes my right ankle kind of just goes right under me. It goes under like this. It's the only way I can describe it. So he's been having me wear hiking boots for, I don't know, a couple of years now, and that works pretty well, but I'm spending so much time in the house, and I don't want to wear hiking boots in the house. Dude, I'm coming over. And, yeah, so I was like, can I just, like, when my ankles are really bad, do you think it's okay if I wear some braces? You know, some ankle braces. He's like, yeah, try the over-the-counter ones first. Or if you need me to, I'll order these, what do you call them, Arizona boots or something? He said they're expensive. I don't know what that is, but I just wanted to try something. I know I've tried ankle braces in the past, and they were those fabric ones. I need something that has, like, you know how you can get the wrist ones and it has a plastic, has like a plastic wedge right up next to it? I need some kind of wedge on the sides of my, maybe I'll make my own, I'll make my own ankle bracelets, or ankle bracelets, jeez. Make my own ankle brace. Everything's at a standstill. Oh my goodness, everything's at a standstill on 76. Well, that's not unusual, but it doesn't usually happen to me on the way home from my doctor. But anyway, yeah, like, what if I, like, put two old school rulers, one on each side of my ankle, and just kind of tie it around with an ace bandage? I'll probably make a mess out of myself if I do that. Anyway, so that's over. I got my water right here. Got my water here. I don't know if you can see the traffic around me. It's all still in front of me, and then anyway. So on Saturday night, we watched Nobody the movie that's starring Bob Odenkirk. And he was Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad and in Better Call Saul. And he stars in this movie called Nobody. And we really enjoyed it. We had to pay $20 to watch it. You know, we watched it at home. But there was 3 of us watching it, so I guess it's like... It did come out at the theaters. And then like a couple weeks, maybe a month after that, it's on demand, so we watched it on demand. I really enjoyed it. It was almost non-stop action. Now that I'm thinking about it, some of the weird scenes in it, I realize, oh, that's because they're shooting during COVID. You'll see what I mean if you watch it, you know. There's not like any kissing or anything like that going on. And then like when he's talking to his wife, he's really far away from her. Like at one point, he's standing on one side of the car and she's standing on the other side of the car. But he has to get really close up when he's fighting. So, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's very violent. Very violent. It's so violent. Nanette doesn't like when I say that. It was fun. It was a fun movie. And my youngest son, he really wanted to see it. He's a big fan of Bob Odenkirk, so. He trained for like, Bob Odenkirk, he said he trained for, was it 2 years or 3 years? To be able to do his own physical his fights. He like does pull-ups and everything in this movie. But anyway, so I saw that, and yeah, I enjoyed it. There's stuff I'd like to say about it, but it would give parts of it away. Anyway. So what else is going on? We did some work in the yard yesterday. Listen, so these bushes, you know, when you cut back bushes, they start growing back again. We had cut back these bushes, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, that are on the sides of our house, the corners of our house. They're growing back again. Like, they're pretty high, and I was trying to cut apart the one that's next to the garage, and I was only getting like a little bit at a time, and my son comes out and he just like he gets the whole thing down in like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm telling you, I don't have the strength I used to have. I don't have the well, you know, I don't have the joints I used to have. So he got the whole thing down, and I just sat there and took it apart, because there's pieces that could go in the lawn bag, and then there's other pieces that are so thick and woody that I have to put them out like branches to be, to be taken. This is boring conversation, but this is what I was doing yesterday. Come over, come on. Listen, you're gonna get an engraved invitation. Oh my God, he's taking the exit. If I knew that, I wouldn't let you over. That's terrible. Don't listen to me. This is my driving talk. Bob, you don't want to hear Bob's. He curses at everybody. I'm like, this stuff doesn't bother me. I was talking to him about this the other day. I was like, how come the stupidest things bother you, and a completely different, you know, make you mad, and completely different things make me mad? And I was like, what are you talking about? I said, we could be in traffic and somebody does something and you are so angry. And he's like, well, it doesn't last forever. What? Wait a minute, I hear something. Oh, I don't know. Are we going to the right? Are we letting them down the middle? You never know. Sometimes they let the emergency vehicles down the middle, and sometimes they let them to the right. Alright, I'm going to go to the right and let the vehicle down the middle. And of course, some of the jerky people come over. Just let the emergency vehicle down. Oh, for the love of Pete. I don't want to get honked at by an ambulance again. Oh, is this a fire truck? so exciting, not. What's going on now? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Oh. They pulled in front of a vehicle. What is going? Why is this guy stopping? I don't know what's happening. That was weird. Somebody got out of the ambulance, came over and talked to somebody in a car, and now they're keeping going. So I might get home sometime today. But it's lovely out. I mean, it's kind of gray out, but I don't even know what I was talking about before. So it's kind of a stressful day here in the US if you're in another country. At least to me, it seems stressful. There's stress in the air. There's been mass shootings for weeks now. Today, the Derek Chauvin trial, isn't his name Derek Chauvin? Trial is going to the jury for deliberation. So that's stressful. I just want to get home. Now that's a fire truck going the other direction. And I'm on a bridge right now. I'm on an overpass. The whole thing is bouncing. This would be stressing Bob out. There goes an ambulance. So there's a car behind me that they have like a little license plate on the front that says The Rapper. The Rapper. I don't know what rapper. Maybe there's a rapper called The Rapper. Bob rewatched My Fair Lady last night. Ugh, that does not age well. But the music is, it's like songs that you're like, oh, I forgot where that song came from. Like, get me to the church on time. That movie. Anyway. It's weird the way you remember it, too, because, like, you know when she comes back at the end of the movie? Spoiler alert for a movie that's from, like, when is it from, the 40s? I don't remember. I mean, I wasn't alive then, but I don't remember the date. The first one. Anyway, with Audrey Hepburn, I think that's who's in it. When she comes back at the end, I used to think, oh, that means they're dating now, when I was young. But now that I watch it, I'm like, what does it mean? He's a confirmed bachelor. He lives with another confirmed bachelor, which had a different meaning back in those times, if you know what I mean. And he says that he likes her like a friend, so has she come back to be his secretary? I don't understand what's happening. He's just happy that he's back because he doesn't know where any of his files are. And that's the end of the movie. So, as I look across the Delaware River, I'm like George Washington. Woo-hoo. Although he was looking from the other side, wasn't he?
Causing some heavy delays on the Blue Route and Schuylkill Expressway. We're going to take a look at those for you, which could be in the coming minutes.
Schuylkill Expressway,
65 degrees, not a whole
76.
lot of sunshine expected today. Chances of showers and isolated thunderstorms are high 67. KWB News Time, 12:30. From the Penn Medicine Studios, encouraging you to never stop believing you can be.
So I guess they're saying there's an accident on the on-ramp or off-ramp or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's find something else to talk about. Oh, let me straighten my spine out. I'm stuck in the car. I'm stuck here with you. Are you stuck here with me? I'm driving in front of the Rapper. in front of me's from Maryland. Anyway. People going over again? Is there another vehicle coming? Crash just ahead, right lane closed. Well, I guess I'm gonna go over into the left lane. Who's gonna let me in? Because I will push my way in, my boys. Well, I'll push my way in after this one. You know I'm coming in. Listen. I will get in there. You will not like it. Yeah, I'll wave to you, but I kind of pushed my way in there, my boys. I'm sorry. You might not like me saying my boys. I'm just used to saying that because my kids used to be in the car. Be like, come on, my boys. It's like I'm stuck in the 90s, right? I also used to say, what up? What up? What up? Oh, this truck wants to come over. I'm gonna let him in. I let trucks in. I used to work with truck drivers. I was in the transportation department for a long time. So. Buddy, I'm letting you in. That's as far as I'm going. Oh yeah, there's the fire truck. We're up at the spot. I'm letting you in, buddy. Go on. Showed them my lights. Not letting these other cars in. I'm just let a giant truck in. You guys can wait your turn. Passing a Gladwin Fire Company truck. Belmont Hills Fire Truck, State Trooper, 2 ambulances. Oh my God, I can't look. That car looks like somebody opened the front and the back of it like a tin can. I never understand the people that stop and look. I cannot look at that. I cannot look at it. No, we're gonna keep going. I hope everybody's okay. I hope that you are all well. There was no sheet up, so hopefully everybody's well. At least in Pennsylvania, I don't know about other places, but if there's a car accident and they arrive on scene and somebody has passed away, they will like put up a sheet, kind of like you can't see past it. And then you know, yeah, then you know what happened. It's not good. But that car did not make it. Anyway. Hopefully they did okay, the people inside. Slowing down again. We're slowing down because there's construction up here. Got an accident, we got construction. Well, they also said there was an accident at an on-ramp. That was not an on-ramp back there. Yeah. So what are you up to this week? I talked to my mom yesterday and she's like, what's something exciting going on? I was like, you got me. I don't have anything exciting going on. I was like, I'm going to the doctor's tomorrow. I got that going for me. That's what I do. Go to the doctor's. Sometimes buy groceries and then I go home. Well, I'm not buying groceries today. I'm right next to one of those trucks that has all the cars on it. I love those. They're so cool. I want a truck full of cars. Well, there's only 3 cars on there. But still, they could fit more on there. Get more cars! Get more cars on your truck. What do they call those? They call them car carriers? Those trucks that has the cars on them. Got one of the cars is right over top of his cab. Maybe you'll see it. Well, it's to my right. I don't know if you can see it. It's back there now. This is the most alone time I've had in a long time. I'll tell you what, I'm at home. When I'm at home, it's me and 3 other people. And you can hear everybody, you know? I mean, it's not a tiny house, but it's not a huge house. And it's in the middle somewhere. It's a medium-sized house. I don't know what's big and what's small anyway. But what I'm saying is everybody can hear each other. So it's like, how much privacy do you have? Just me and you. It's just me and you here in the car, driving along. Passing a Bud Light truck. We watched this movie, what was it called? Bob and I watched this other movie, like, I think it was Friday night. It's called Songbird. And it's like, I don't understand exactly what was going on in it. Like, there was like a virus, but it was called COVID-23. So to me, that means like COVID-19 started in 2019. So does that mean this COVID-23 started in 2023? I don't know. But it was so deadly that it was airborne, and people were either immune to it in this movie, or you got sick right away and like died within a couple days. And they were, I don't know, I don't want to tell you about it, but it was very dystopian type thing. Sounds like another emergency vehicle is coming. And now I'm on the left side, so all the emergency people are working hard today. I don't know what's happening. I know you ain't honking at me. Ain't nowhere for me to go. I got 2 car lengths between me and the car in front of me, and then there's ambulances. Past all that. How long have I been in the car, for goodness sake? I'm not used to driving this long. Can you hear me over the road? Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? So you may be asking yourself, or you may be asking me, Andrea, why do you see a doctor that's so far away? It's hard to get good specialists in Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you why. It's not just hard to get good specialists in Pennsylvania, it's hard to get any specialists in Pennsylvania, because like 10 years ago, I guess it was around 10 years ago, they raised the malpractice limit in Pennsylvania of what you could sue doctors for. So, because in America people sue doctors. I suppose occasionally there might be a reason that, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But this is what happened in Pennsylvania. About 10 or so years ago, Pennsylvania raised the rate that you could, the amount of money that you could sue a doctor for. Specialists. And it raised their insurance premiums. And so a lot of doctors who were practicing in Pennsylvania, since I live in the southeastern area of Pennsylvania, it's very close to New Jersey, so a lot of them moved to New Jersey. They started practicing in New Jersey instead. Now, what we were left with was a lot less specialists. And then the very excellent specialists are associated with some of the larger hospitals in Philadelphia. So I have to travel. I was seeing a doctor that was closer to me, but he was probably way past his retirement age, and he didn't know any of the new stuff. And he wasn't keeping himself up to date and things like that. And I wasn't getting good care, okay? Then I switched to this doctor out of Jefferson Health, which is part of Jefferson Hospital. Is it a university hospital? Anyway, it's part of that. And I got a referral. Somebody I know who was using them referred them to me. And he's excellent. You know, he listens to what I have to say. He tries the least invasive thing possible to get, you know what I mean? Because when you have arthritis that is, like, I have osteoarthritis, but I also have psoriatic arthritis, which is similar to rheumatoid arthritis in that it is a disease that it's a problem with your what is that called? The part of your body that protects you. My words aren't working today. Listen, it makes me immuno-compromised. And the way that it does that is both rheumatoid arthritis and psoriatic arthritis cause the immune system to do unpredictable things and to attack your own body. And it usually is because something else is in your body. It's not always because of that. Like part of psoriatic arthritis is that sometimes it thinks that there's that my joints don't belong there, and it attacks them, you know. So if you get sick, say you get the flu, I have to take flu medicine. Why? What's happening here, guys? Say I have to take the flu shot every year, because if I get the flu, not only does my immune system attack the flu, it will attack parts of my body, okay? And that's why it's so much harder, it's so much more dangerous for someone with an immune-compromised system to deal with stuff like COVID. Like, if I get COVID and it's in my lungs, my body will attack my lungs. You see what I'm saying? So, now one of the ways that it might not. I mean, it might and it might not. So it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen when you have these immunocompromised problems. So when my arthritis was really bad, when it was attacking my joints constantly, I had to go on a medicine. I can't think of what it's called, but it's a kind of medicine that they also use on cancer patients, and it lowers your immune response. So when you're on that, then you don't want to get sick. You also don't want to get sick when you're on that, because then your body's not going to fight the infection. You know what I mean? So, thankfully, with the help of my doctor and following his suggestions, and somehow my body's cooperating, I don't need to be on those medicines right now. But he keeps me monitored. You know, he monitors what's going on. And the reason you have to go on them is because it'll start, it's caused damage to some of my joints. It can cause, when I first saw him, my damage was happening so quickly that he thought I was going to have my knees replaced within 2 years. But he was able to get that, I don't need my knees replaced. So he was able to get that under control. So that's what that is, you know. So that's why when people will be like, why are you so afraid of COVID? Da, 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 da. I'm not afraid of COVID. I don't want COVID. You know what I mean? I don't want it. I don't want to have to deal with how how's my body going to respond to it? My immune system is so unpredictable. I don't want it, you know? And then it looks like I'm a rude person because, you know, do I want to be around people? Do I want to be... I've had to say no before COVID. I've had to say no to some events, some family events that I knew sick people would be at, like people who, you know, had the flu or had the cold. I knew they would go. Like, I knew that the person had the cold or the flu, and I knew they would show up. So I didn't go because I didn't want to catch it. And because a person with a regular immune system catching it, okay, they're going to be down and out for a couple days, and then they'll be fine. I don't have that guarantee, you know. So anyway, I'm not trying to say this as a poor me thing, but as a thing like, here's a way to understand what's going on for some individuals. And if you look at me, you can't tell that I'm immunocompromised. I don't look like I'm falling apart, and if a wind hits me, I'm gonna fall. I mean, sometimes I look like a wind could knock me over, okay? I'm a little clumsy. But you can't tell by looking at a person, you know? I mean, you can if you know the signs, like there's problems with my nails and stuff like that. Like if you looked really closely, you could tell that I'm immunocompromised. But the common, a layman, what they call a layman, a non-medical person wouldn't be able to tell, okay? I'm cracking myself up. I don't know, I always thought layman was a silly name. I'll tell you a secret. I never go more than 5 miles over the speed limit. They say, oh, don't go over the speed limit. All these people are passing me. You see this? They think I'm going too slow. Now, when it's raining, I don't go over the speed limit at all. I go under the speed limit. I don't know why I'm saying all this. I can smell grass like someone just mowed the grass or something. It is that time of year. Bob just mowed the front yard yesterday. Oh yeah, so he mowed the front yard and he put a bunch of grass into my thing for composting. Oh, there's a car coming over, but I can't go over because there's people passing me. Anyway, he put the grass into the compost thing for me, and he got enough grass in there, and I wet it down, and then I made a hole, and I put some of the food scraps in there that I have for doing the composting. So we'll see how that goes. So apparently you need it to get warm, like you need to make sure it's getting warm, that activity is happening. And if it gets warm enough, eventually worms will come up from the ground and start messing with it. It's an experiment. Just think of it as an experiment. But yeah, it's not going to be ready in time for our garden. We're going to have to buy some compost to put on there. We bought topsoil. Listen, there's a lot of stuff to buy when you're gardening. I didn't know there'd be this much stuff to buy. And I bought blood meal. Now, the reason I bought blood meal is because, well, I don't use chemical fertilizers and stuff like that. Plus, when I was working, I used to work at a meat processing plant. It's got two plants. It's a meat processing plant and a rendering plant. And one of the things they make there is, well, they make blood meal and they make bone meal. And someone who worked there told me, oh, the blood meal does wonders for their garden. So I was like, hey, I gotta get me some blood meal. So I got some at I guess it was Lowe's. I don't know if it was Lowe's or Home Depot, to tell you the truth. Bob probably remembers. He's got a better memory. Oh, I have to tell you this. You know how I did that video? I think it was my previous video where we went to the Indian food store and then we had Indian food for dinner. was asking Bob, I gave Bob like 3 ideas of what, I was like, should I name it this? Should I name it that? Da, da, da. Here's the names he came up with. A trip to India. Climbing the Himalayas. I'm like, you can't put that. It's clickbait. And he's like, what do you mean? It'll get more people to your video. I was like, yeah, but it's not good etiquette to do that. If I say I'm visiting the Himalayas, I better be, or if I say I'm climbing the Himalayas, I better be climbing the Himalayas. And I'm not going to be climbing that building. What's this sign? Road work ahead. I'm talking so much. My voice is trying to die out on me. I accidentally made a clickbait title once, and I didn't even know it. It's because I guess I used some phrase that I didn't know was like clickbaity. I mean, it had to do with something in my video, but my kids said something to me afterwards, and I was like, I don't even know what that means. And they're like, oh, it's a meme. They're gonna come here thinking it's a meme. I'm like, I just called it what's happening, you know? Everybody's slowing down because the police pulled somebody over. Everybody slows down to way below the speed limit when the police are over there. I don't get it. This is a long one, huh? This is a long video. It's one of those, you settle in for the ride. For the ride. I don't know why I pronounced it like that. I made some cupcakes last week. I didn't show it at all because I used a mix, okay? I used the Duncan Hines. When I use a mix, I like Duncan Hines. To me, it's the most moist commercial cake mix. But Bob and the kids wanted spice cake, and I didn't feel like making spice cake. So I used the Duncan Hines mix. I made my own frosting, made the cream cheese frosting. It's got like 8 ounces of cream cheese, a tablespoon of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and it calls for, this is the Betty Crocker recipe. It calls for 4 cups of powdered sugar, which is like 10x sugar, you know. I only ever use 3 cups. Now the reason I don't put it down to 2 cups is it won't be enough frosting. But 3 cups is sweet enough, you know? And I think it comes out pretty good. The kids liked it. My kids don't like frosting, but they like my cream cheese frosting. So. Well, I think that's all I got for you today. That was a lot, wasn't it? I don't know how much I'm leaving in because that was a lot. But I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.